Let me ask y'all something right now. If your car started making a weird grinding noise or something deep in the suspension or even the engine, like something just broke, do you have a person that you'd call to check it out, to look at it for you? Or are you just gonna hope that the first person you find on Google isn't gonna scam you? In 2026, walking into a shop without a personal relationship with the mechanic or having prior knowledge of them, you're gonna be an easy mark and they're just gonna be looking to bite at you, especially biting at your pockets. So tonight during this POV drive, I'm gonna show y'all how to find one person you can actually trust nowadays. And by doing this, you can stop working for your mechanic and start making your money work for you. And let's dive right into it. And the truth is, most people don't really have a plan. And I'm telling you, you'd be surprised, but this is one of the most expensive situations you can be in as a car owner. Having a plan helps you stay on track. You know what your budget is, you have an idea of what's going on with your car, so therefore when things break, you're already somewhat prepared to make a decision. Whether you can fix it yourself or bring it to a mechanic that you know, deep down, you already know that your decision is gonna be the best decision financially in your current situation. If you don't have a plan, you're gonna be stressed. You're on a time crunch and you need your car fixed to go right back to work and you have no idea who to trust. So you're just gonna end up Googling something and you're gonna pick the first place with decent reviews and you're gonna hope for the best, and that's just the only logical thing to do in that situation. And sometimes it'll work out fine for you. You'll get away for a little bit, but sometimes it might cost you $800 more than it should have. So when your car breaks down and you have no trusted mechanic, you're basically negotiating from a position of zero leverage, and that's not good. You don't know what's wrong and you don't know what it should cost, and the person across the counter knows that you don't know and they know they're gonna take advantage of you. And this is the worst possible deal that you can be in. Hey guys, welcome to Zicky Week, where we do these POVs every other day. And we talk about cars, life decisions, and money from a perspective of somebody who, actually lives these things. I'm just a regular dude with a 9 to 5. I'm driving this TSX with 200,000 miles on it. And it's not because I have to, it's because it's the best decision right now for me in my current state of life. And something that helped me when I had to get my clutch changed is finding a mechanic that I can actually trust. Somebody that's not gonna overcharge me and do bad work. And the key is, think in advance. You don't find a mechanic when your engine is already broken down. You gotta start looking before you actually need one. You can't go to the supermarket on a hungry stomach. You're gonna pick up something you don't want. So being proactive is gonna be your best friend. So how do you actually find a good one? How do you actually find a good mechanic? And honestly, word of mouth is still the best. If you know somebody who's into cars and driving cars for a while, and you know more than likely they'd have to bring it to a shop for some sort of repair, ask the people you know closer that you can trust of who they bring their car to. Ask them about how the service was, how the pricing is. It's better to hear from somebody you actually know versus going on Google and reading reviews that can possibly be bought. But if you're using Google reviews, read them right and don't just look at the stars. Read the 1-star to 2-star reviews. You're trying to look at a pattern. If you got just one random angry person and everybody else is nice, then that's just noise. But if you got 5 angry people being angry about the same thing, then that might be a concern that you gotta look into. And also look for shops that are specialized. If you drive a Honda, then try to find a shop that, if you look at the reviews, you see a lot of Hondas in there, or basically you don't want to bring your car to a shop that specializes in BMWs. That wouldn't really make sense. So you kind of want to niche down, find a shop that is going to be for you and they'll know everything about your car, because believe it or not, every car has their little quirks. They have their little recall thingies, and only people that are in the community will actually know how to properly diagnose these things. And if you bring it to a general mechanic, they might not be able to help you as best as possible, although they're not scamming you. But you want to bring it to somebody that's going to have as much knowledge as possible about your car. And now let's talk about the test visit. This is going to be your audition. So what you're going to do, you're going to find a shop, you're going to go through reviews, you're going to pick, let's say you pick a top 3, and you're going to go to each of these shops just for a basic thing. Like let's say you do an oil change, or you have them do an inspection of your car, something that is going to cost. You want to pay up front. Don't go for the cheap things. Pay for a wheel-to-wheel inspection or something for $20. Invest $20, just blow it. The goal is that your $20 investment is gonna find you a genuine relationship that's gonna last you years and save you thousands. So spend that little $50 on a quick inspection and have them go through your car. And you're gonna kind of want to notice little small things. So you're gonna pay attention to how you communicate. A good mechanic can explain a repair in plain language. They're hitting you with a wall of technical terms that confuse you. That's already low-key a red flag, because this is how mechanics tend to upsell you things. They try to convince you that this problem is the most serious thing ever and your engine engine could blow up, when all that simply needs to be done is you need to rotate your tires, you need to change your brakes. So definitely, if you're going to be working with a mechanic and you don't already have that mechanical knowledge of your car, you want to find somebody that can explain it to you in layman terms. Now, you don't go to the doctor and expect a scientific explanation. You go to the doctor for them to tell you, Josh, you have a cold, you need a rest for 5 days. That's it. That's what you're looking for in a mechanic. And in 2026, trust has a digital footprint. A shop you can trust will physically walk you around back and show you the problem. Even better, they'll text you pictures to describe what the problem is and walk you through how you're going to fix it. When I was doing my clutch job, I actually brought it to a shop, and in the moment, they didn't think that I bought the right parts. So they brought me around there, they showed me the difference, and I saw what they were talking about, but I told them they just have to trust me because I've seen multiple people online install the same part and it works. And in the end, it worked. But because we had that simple communication where they brought me around back and physically showed me and we had a conversation, I was able to talk myself out of adding an extra $800 to my bill to buy a whole different part when what I had right there worked. And I was able to accept responsibility. I told him, hey, just put it in. If it doesn't work, it's all on me. I'll pay whatever you need for the next one, but you just have to trust me. And a shop that's just gonna give you the bill and tell you to trust them and that they know what they're doing, that's gonna be a red flag. That sounds like somebody that doesn't want to be 100% transparent with their customers. And that's probably not somewhere where you want to take your business to. You wanna bring your business to somewhere that is able to explain and show you if you need to ask. If you wanna know what you're paying for, they should have no problem showing you what you're paying for. Hey guys, let me show you the red flags that mean you should just take your car and leave. And the first one is that if they're pushy or urgent, they'll tell you stuff like, you need this done today, it's dangerous, don't leave. Or if they apply pressure before they even diagnosed it, that's a sales tactic and it's not a recommendation. And I've had a friend that went to Pep Boys and they told him that his brake master cylinder was going out. They told him don't drive. The guy was starting to get aggressive with him. He was like, yo, you can't leave with the car because it's not safe to drive. You need to spend $1,300 on this repair. Nothing was wrong with it. He brought it to another mechanic and it was perfectly fine. So sometimes these people try to emotionally manipulate you into signing over money for things that don't actually need to be done. A proper mechanic will warn you about something. They'll tell you the risk. They'll advise you not to drive because it's unsafe. But somebody that has to force you into a sale, that is not good. That is all marketing, and then most of the times it's a scam. So you need to watch out for this type of aggressive behavior when trying to find a proper mechanic. And for number two, they can't give you a written estimate. Everything should be in writing before they touch the car. You don't want to just go off of word and hearsay, and then when something that shouldn't be changed was touched, there's nothing in writing to help you down the line. If you need to get a lawyer or something, you never know worst case. You need to have everything in writing before anybody touches your car. And for number three, they don't give you back your old parts when you ask. You're entitled to those. That is your part that was on the car, and it doesn't matter what it is. If you get your brakes changed and you ask for the old pads, they should have no problems giving you back your old parts. And honestly, just take a visual at the shop. If it looks like a mess, like a hurricane walked through there, you don't understand how they're keeping up to date where they're putting things. A proper shop is gonna take care of themselves. They're gonna be organized. If a shop looks bad and disorganized, imagine how disorganized the work is that they're gonna do on your car. It's just like eating. You're not gonna eat at a dirty, nasty restaurant. You wanna eat somewhere that's clean, that looks professional, and that's just how it is with your car. You don't wanna bring your car to any dirty, messy shop. I'm not saying a mechanic shop is gonna be sparkling clean, but you also wanna bring your car somewhere where they hold themselves to a higher standard. They take pride in their work and their working environment. The last thing is, once you find a good mechanic, you wanna treat that relationship well. Don't argue over every item on the line. Mechanics do not like that. And I understand this kind of contradicts what I'm saying because this video is about the buyer, the customer, not the mechanic. But it goes both ways. A good relationship is a two-way street. If you find a good mechanic and every single thing he recommends, you have a counter argument to it, or you don't think it needs to be done, or this and that. If I'm a mechanic and you can't trust me with your car, you just bring it somewhere else. It's plain and simple. Be a good customer. A good mechanic who likes working on your car is gonna take care of you. They'll tell you about things that need to be changed in advance. They'll look out for you. Sometimes they'll give you a little pass. They'll do a little work and they'll be like, yo, don't worry about it till next time. You want to build up this relationship with your mechanic. And for my guys out there, it's just like your barber. Sometimes you just gotta trust your barber. I don't know how to explain it. It's like nobody wants a nagging customer. Be professional, be polite, and just trust your mechanic sometimes. That relationship is worth more than saving $40 by going with whoever is cheaper in your area. Your mechanic is the most important person in your car ownership's life. Your mechanic honestly dictates how much you're gonna enjoy having your car versus how much it's gonna be a pain in the butt to own it and maintain it. So don't be one of those annoying people and find your mechanic before you need them. And guys, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. You guys know I appreciate and love each and every single one of y'all, man. Thank you for coming on this drive with me. This nice little sunset drive. You see the sun is setting over the little sky right there. It's nice out. I love it. Spring is coming. And guys, good luck on your mechanic search. If you have any tips or tricks on how to make this process better, drop it down below. And if you learned something in the past that you would like to share, please drop it. Make sure y'all buy TSX and travel. Be safe out there, guys. Drive safe, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, guys. Peace.